All right, still Shazamming.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Positivity Vibe Tribe YouTube channel. Really excited that you could join us this afternoon. My name is Priscilla Subramaniam. I am the founder and creator of Positivity Vibe Tribe. We are a digital community that is focused on spreading optimism, resilience, and gratitude through positivity. And today I'm very excited to celebrate National Nutrition Month with my very special guest today. And so I'm very excited to introduce her now. She is the founder of Living It Well Wyoming initiative, Cassandra Yoder. Welcome to the conversation today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we'll go ahead and kick off our conversation today. Personalize your plate, National Nutrition Month 2021. So really excited to kick things off with you, Cassandra. So our first question is, so March is National Nutrition Month, and that is led by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the world's leading organization of dietitians. And the 2021 theme is Personalize Your Plate. So for this reason, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper around a couple of topics. So my first question is, can you please discuss the statistics around the obesity epidemic? So I'll ask you that one, and then we'll go to the next question.
Oh, absolutely. First, I want to acknowledge and honor the fact that our weight and our body image are so sensitive topics. They're so personal to us. I don't want our viewers to think that I'm just another skinny person telling you how to lose weight, because that is not it at all. I experience struggles with my own body image and my own weight, especially in my postpartum journey. And the statistics and learning about it really showed me that it's not just about my health. My health is important, but it's also about being able to be there for my child's future. And that's really what motivated me to change. And in 2017, for example, there were 42.4% of Americans who were obese. And that number continues to rise every year due to our lifestyle. But it's not just about the weight, it's about these clusters of conditions that come along with this. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, which you probably know is the #1 killer of women in America, strokes, and even some kinds of cancer. And what we're really starting to see now is the effects on our children. So type 2 diabetes, we're now seeing more and more in children. And if you look back at the early 1980s, this disease was practically non-existent in the pediatric population. So I think the answer really lies in taking back our dinner table, minimizing not only processed foods, but just eating out in general, and having that culture of sitting down together and saying, hey, how was your day? The meals generally tend to be a little bit healthier when they're homemade. And I think it's so much fun to try new fruits and vegetables as a family, new proteins and spices. I like to spice things up. And then I also have another little trick. I have stopped thinking of dessert as something that I should have every day and with every meal. And I've tried to dial it back to the culture of having it once a week, so it's more special.
That's really good. Thank you for diving into those data points, because I mean, it's just important to understand that this is a issue that we need to talk about. But I like the way you talked about the fact that, you know, it really starts at home. I mean, it really starts at the dinner table. I mean, that is pretty, yeah. And when you talked about how the pediatric population did not see type 2 diabetes in, you know, in children, you started to see the prevalence of diet low-fat foods that really kicked off in the 80s, right? And so
Yeah.
that's, I could definitely see how some of that correlation, I'm not saying that's a single contributing factor, but that could be one of the ways that has really affected, you know, our population and kind of where the state of obesity is and where we got, why we got to this point in the first place. So my follow-up question, just to kind of reiterate, I know you've touched on it a little bit, but my second question is, could you just emphasize the importance of being able to fill your plate with just a variety of foods? Why does that matter? Why is that so important?
I think it's incredibly important. I have a 3-year-old, as you know, who's an extremely picky eater. And they say that our taste preferences in themselves even develop when we're in the womb. That research is starting to come out. So it's important, even what your mom eats during pregnancy, to shape your future taste. But I think also it's important to recognize that variety on your plate is important because there's no magic bullet. There's so much data and information out there about what foods are labeled as good foods and what foods are labeled as bad foods. But I think that we should distance ourselves from that and really focus on the aspect that it's more about balance. It's more about trying new things, figuring out what you enjoy. And I think that everything has its own purpose on our plate.
No, that's fantastic. I think that you really, really kind of said that so eloquently, but so succinctly. Because I know sometimes, especially we go through, you know, different life periods as we change. You know, when we go to school, and then if you know, we are in pursuit of higher education, we go to college. So you know, that's a big life change. And then when we get our first job out of college, and then you know, we get married and then start a family. So all those things really change. But I think that you know, you talked about the importance of, you know, just the balance on the plate. And I like what you touched on earlier, just finding that you know, you can just keep dessert for you know, once or twice a week, and that's perfectly fine. And I think that's really that's a small step, but I know you're going to talk about this as we dive deeper into our conversation. But you know, those small changes really add up and do make a big impact. So so I really like that you elaborated on that. So thank you, Cassandra. That was really wonderful. Really appreciate that. And so
Yeah, you're welcome.
that leads me into my next question. As we are talking and celebrating National Nutrition Month with the founder of Living It Well, Wyoming, Sandra Yoder. And so my next question for you is, what were some of the key events in your life that influenced you to launch Living It Well, Wyoming initiative?
Well, I already mentioned my postpartum journey, and I lost 70 pounds through that experience. But what some may not know about me is that I also overcame an alcohol addiction. And I think with anything, I think with alcohol or even food, sometimes we use it as a coping mechanism. But when I began to move my body to honor it and to realize what it was fully capable of, I fell in love with myself. And I decided that that's something I wanted to help other people experience as well, that they could love themselves. And so that motivated me to start Live It Well and to help others make positive steps to transform their own lives. And, you know, everybody has a different idea of what kinds of exercise they like, what kinds of foods they like or dislike. And I think it's about carving your own way, figuring out what works for you and making it enjoyable.
That is really great. See, I think that's so important. And I really think it speaks a lot about, you know, just kind of your journey postpartum and, you know, how that you were able to overcome, you know, other things in your life, and that you're even continuing to learn as well as you are on this journey. So you are on this journey. You're not, like you said earlier, you're not just telling somebody to, you know, go exercise and lose weight. you have been there, you have faced it, you've had ebbs, you've had flows. And I think that just really speaks to the authenticity of your initiative, because you're pretty much, telling someone else, hey, I've been there too, and you're not alone. And I think that's really, really important. So I appreciate you sharing your experiences with us. It's just really, really important. And I really appreciate you sharing that. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I think empathy is so important. And I think that there is something powerful about being able to admit our bad days, admit our struggles to other people, and finding connection through that. And that truly is what my initiative is all about, because you're right, I'm learning all the time. And I love giving and receiving input as well.
No, definitely. I think that is so well said. And I'm just really excited because I know you have really kicked off your initiative this year. I know it's been something that you have been working on. And I'm just really excited to have our audience kind of hear more about your initiative. So do you have like any pillars around your initiative, or any focal points that you are trying to emphasize in the Living It Well initiative?
Yes, well, I think the funnest one for me is the physical aspect of health. That's just, I totally geek out over that. But there's three other things that I stand upon with my initiative. One is mental health, which everything is crazy right now. Everything has been crazy the last year. And from what I understand, mental health's been a struggle for everybody. I have tried so hard to boost my morale through exercise, through feeling my body right, and I still struggled with anxiety and depression. So I have been able to do telemedicine and receive medication through that. There's counseling available through that. And I just think that that aspect of our health is so relevant right now. I also stand upon the pillar of emotional health, which is how we relate to other people, how we relate to our spouse. And I think it's so important to continue to date our spouse even after we're married, and just be able to communicate and to keep that line open. So I love fostering that. And then the last aspect is spiritual health, which again, we're such a beautiful, diverse world. I recognize that that looks so different for every person, but I really think it's important that we each have something that we ground ourselves in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those are really great pillars, and just really happy to hear that you're focusing on those. Those are just really important, and I'm just thrilled. I think that's a really great foundation that you have built for your Living It Well initiative. So my next question is, do you have any upcoming like virtual events or races or challenges that you are spearheading? And if so, tell us more.
Oh, girl, I am always working on something. So this month I have two things going on. First, to let you know, I have been working with Feeding America and No Kid Hungry for probably about 3 or 4 years now. I first became exposed to hunger as a high school teacher in my own classroom. And I had students who would come to school maybe not being able to focus as well. And how could I expect them to learn when they didn't have anything in their stomach? So I kept stacked lunches in my own classroom, and I have really just connected with organizations that serve underprivileged people and really run with it. So right now I am working with Run Across America. They are having a Spring Start event, and I am on Team Feeding America to help raise money for meals for individuals. I'm doing 100 kilometers, but not all at one time because I would die. So just two at a time. But I love it because you can pick your distance. So if you don't want to do the full 100, that's great. Do a 5K, do a 10K, but it's a great way to raise awareness. So if any of our viewers are interested in joining my team or seeing what that's all about, they can go to nationwiderun.org And I have a team code if you want to be a part of my team. It is B, oh goodness.
And don't worry if you don't have it with you, because we'll do a recap
Don't have it.
post and we'll get all of that information
Yeah.
for our
Okay, cool.
our viewers. So nothing to worry about, but that's really, really exciting. Awesome. I love it. You know, you're
There's
right.
one other thing that I'm doing right now. Sorry to interrupt you. I am doing a drive for feminine hygiene products. Living in Wyoming, I've really become exposed to the population of Indigenous people, and it's like there's a third world country an hour and a half away. So many of these women do not have access to tampons, pads, panty liners. So I am doing a drive for that this month, and if you would like to contribute either by sending products or monetarily, we can give you information about that too.
Awesome, awesome. Oh my goodness, you have some really great things going on. So we'll be really, yeah, we'll definitely be, we'll post all that information to give our viewers an opportunity to, you know, whether they're thinking that they've been wanting to kind of get out there and start doing a race, you know, it really starts, it's, you know, one step at a time. I mean, I myself am a former cross-country runner way back when, and also I've trained and run 3 full marathons as well. So I know it just starts one step at a time. And so I just really love and really stand by what you're doing. And I think you have a great cause, you know, to help. Because when you have a full tummy, you can do anything you put your mind to. And it just starts with a full tummy. It's, again, small things, small changes, big impact.
Right,
absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you also have a drive to, you know, support women in your community, especially Indigenous population in Wyoming. I think that's great. And I love what you're doing. And I have to say, just want to add a quick little thing. What I have noticed that is becoming more common to talk about is what's called that pink tax. So what does it mean to be a woman? You know, it definitely, there is a lot around that, you know, whether that's hygiene products, whether that is makeup, but that's all ties into a pink tax. And I do have to say, it's in, and you know, you don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to, but I just wanted to throw that out there, just because, you know, it is also Women's History Month as well. And so but for me, I'm the biggest believer that, you know, we women, we're awesome. And it's not just, we cannot limit it to just 1 month because we're amazing like every day of the year. So for me, I feel like, no, you can't just put 1 month of women's history. We're pretty awesome in our own right. And, you know, you don't have to be famous. You know, you don't have to be you know, a celebrity or a figure of influence. Each one of us in our own communities, and that's kind of what Positivity Tribe is all about, you know, just spreading, you know, optimism, resilience, and gratitude just in your own circle. So whether that's your circle in real life or in your digital life, but doing something to keep those things. So, but anyways, that brings us to our last question today, and just wanted to make sure we give you an opportunity to share how our audience can connect with you through your social media platforms. So go ahead and let us know how we can connect with you.
Okay, cool. So I'm a big fan of Instagram, and my initiative account is Live It Well WY. So you can follow me there, message me any questions you have. I'll also be commenting on the YouTube video after it uploads as well. And my personal Instagram is Cass, CASS_Yoder. Either way is fine, do both. I'm also on Facebook, and like I said, I love learning from people. I love giving input. So if you have any questions or comments at all, please reach out to me because I love to connect.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Cassandra, I just want to thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your time. I know you're a busy woman, you know, you wear many hats, and I just appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful that you are part of the Positivity Vibe Tribe community. And thank you for talking to us and celebrating National Nutrition Month with us and for giving us a chance to dive into your initiative, Living It Well, Wyoming. And for those of you that are interested, please go ahead and connect with us on Instagram, Positivity Vibe Tribe. You can find that direct link in our YouTube channel. Just go ahead and click on that Instagram icon on our YouTube channel, and you can join our Positivity Vibe Tribe community. Again, my name is Priscilla. I'm the founder and creator of Positivity Vibe Tribe, and really thankful for those of you who joined us. And please encourage your people in your circles to check out our replay, which will be up shortly. So thank you so much, Cassandra. Take care of yourself. Stay well, stay healthy. And I am looking forward to supporting your initiative and the events that you have coming up. So you can count on us. You can count on our community, Positivity Vibe Tribe.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a joy to be here, and I just appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. So many hugs to you. Sending those clean kisses.
All righty, take care, guys.
You take care as well. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.